CBS News correspondent Roxana Saberi joins us now. Roxana, it's good to see you. You attended an IDF press conference today where you asked a spokesperson there about the criticism of Israel's campaign in Gaza and the loss of civilian life. What did they tell you?
Yeah, I asked an IDF spokesperson, Lieutenant Colonel Hecht, about the civilian casualties in Gaza, now at over 5,000 dead and more than 15,000 injured, according to Gaza's Ministry of Health. Lilia, he said, we're going to do as much as we can to not hurt civilians because that's not what we do, like they, meaning Hamas, did. But Hamas doesn't care about their people, he said, and they live entrenched themselves within the population. He added, we are not fighting the civilians in Gaza, but this is a very complex situation, and we will make sure Hamas is eradicated. Now, Israeli authorities and some civilians I've spoken to are very aware of the growing criticism of Israel as images of women and children in Gaza killed and injured have spread across the world. And in fact, the reason for the press conference today was that the IDF wanted to show international journalists images, many of which had not been released yet, of some of the atrocities committed by Hamas on October 7th here. They were very gruesome images, and the IDF said they wanted to remind people of the enemy that Hamas is and what it's capable of. Lilia?
Well, many would say one doesn't cancel out the other or justify the killing of civilians. But I understand Israeli officials also talked about that there might be Hamas militants still hiding in Israel after the attacks on October 7th. How big of a concern is this for the Israeli military?
Yeah, it is a concern for them, and they're still trying to root out Hamas militants. In fact, just 2 days ago, according to the IDF, they found a Hamas commando who was trying to sneak back into Gaza from here, and they said he was exhausted when he was captured. The IDF said around 2,000 Hamas militants entered Israel on October 7th, and hundreds were killed. Some returned to Gaza with hostages, and several dozen were captured. But there may still be some in hiding here, and some Israeli civilians I've spoken to over the past couple of days say they are on edge about that as well.
I understand, Roxana, that you also went to a rally for the Israeli hostages who are being held by Hamas and the other people who are still missing after the October 7th attacks. I imagine just the concern that people have, and nobody better than you to cover that. Tell me, what did people tell you about how they're feeling, about where their hopes lie?
Yeah, we attended that rally, and also I've just been corresponding with one of the family members who has 3 of her relatives held hostage, she said, by Hamas. So according to CBS News, 2 sources have told CBS News that the U.S. is trying to slow the ground invasion by Israel into Gaza in order to prioritize the release of hostages and delivery of aid to Gaza. And Abby Owen, this Israeli American I spoke to, who lives here in Tel Aviv, said that this is a very good sign, and from her perspective, the release of hostages is paramount. The ground invasion is dangerous for all sides, she said, hostages, soldiers, and civilians. And we heard similar sentiments over the weekend at that rally, where people told us they were worried a ground invasion would complicate efforts to free their loved ones held hostage in Gaza. One person told me he'd support a prisoner swap if Hamas releases his niece, for example. Israel should release Hamas prisoners here. And they also said they were encouraged by Hamas's release of 2 Israeli-American hostages on Friday. They hoped it was a sign that more hostages would be released soon. Several see Hamas's ability to kidnap their loved ones as a complete security and intelligence failure here by their government. I asked the IDF spokesperson about that today, and he said, we failed, we were caught by surprise, and now we're going to destroy Hamas.
Wow.
Lilia.
An important acknowledgement there. Roxana Saberi, thank you.